Milton from TeamFFLEX. You are on Fitness Fire, the show I run every single week for you, where we talk about everything that's going on, things that could be trending, hottest topics of the fitness industry. Today, we're going to talk about contest prep, and if you can actually still stay on a contest prep while training at home. This is a big video, fam. Please make sure you subscribe, and then you share out the video. I'm Ryan Milton from TeamFFLEX. You are on Fitness Fire. The question I've been getting all week, and honestly for a few weeks now, is, hey, you know what? My gym's closed. I got these contest prep goals. I have this show I want to do. I don't have that much equipment though. Is it still possible for me to train at home and do a contest prep, you know, get the right type of physique that I can go to a show in the future here and do well? And this is honestly a great question because right now, we don't know what's going on. You know, the pandemic is causing a lot of shutdowns, a lot of gyms are closed, and a lot of people don't have a lot of equipment at home. But here's the truth. I want to break it down for you in the most simplified way that I can. If you are a competitor, no matter what division you are doing, you can train at home and still get a contest-ready physique, okay? That is true. You can do it with very minimal equipment. You do not need the cables, the machines, the, you know, tons and hundreds of pounds of weights. You don't need the fancy barbells. You don't need any of that. The truth is, right now, you can still attain a contest-ready physique, and you should still be training to do that. If you want to compete in 2020, even if you were affected by the shows being postponed or being canceled until May 10th, don't let that change the fact that you can still attain these goals. Don't let that change the fact that right now you can still be training for them, even if it's a show later down the road, maybe, you know, more mid-year here or even into the fall. Even if your gym's closed, it doesn't mean you need to stop. You can absolutely make progress while training at home. And the crazy thing is, fam, is, you know, it's kind of like we lost sight of this at one point. That, you know, even 40, 50 years ago, there was not even that many gyms in the world, you know, to where you could even train that hard. Back in the Arnold era days, you know, Gold's Gym, Venice was like such a famous gym, and then World's Gym came after because they were one of the only types of places you could actually go train like a bodybuilder. And most of those machines were being made, welded, invented by Joe Gold, the guy owning the gym at the time. They were making these things up. They were making cable machines up. They were making all this other stuff up. But here's the truth. The bodybuilders that were the big bodybuilders at the time descended upon this place. Whereas before that, they were training in a gym with, you know, very little equipment. Most of them, honestly, trained at home with barbells and dumbbells. Some of them didn't even have dumbbells. Some of them only had one or the other, right? They might have only had a barbell or they might have only had a dumbbell. And they built some of the most, you know, iconic physiques, honestly, in the bodybuilding industry come from that golden era. And before that, in the silver era, where definitely most people were training at home. And the truth is, they built those physiques. They did it with very basic exercises. They did it doing a lot of squats, a lot of bench presses, a lot of rows, a lot of shoulder presses with barbells and with dumbbells. And that's how physiques were made back then. Only in the modern day era, you know, 2020, here we are, where we think we need all the luxury, you know, equipment at the gym. We need the padding for doing, you know, squat machines instead of doing barbell squats. We need these fancy adductors, abductor machines. We don't need all those, fam. Let's understand this. They are a luxury and they're something we can utilize. Yes, they're another tool in the shed, but required, absolutely not. You don't need the cables. You don't need the fancy equipment. You don't need these crazy, you know, machines that do all these different things. Because honestly, there's so many different types of machines now that, you know, do different patterns, different movements. You don't need all that. You don't need it. What you do need is to have strict discipline to train. And this is where most people are going to be affected training at home. They don't mentally get themselves ready, and thus they expect to have a worse workout, and thus they do have a worse workout. The truth is, however, you can train and you can attain a contest-ready physique at your home, at your house, doing your own gig with minimal equipment. And that's true, okay? I'm gonna tell you what, in a lot of ways, as everything's getting shut down right now, and we're doing this to flatten the curve of the pandemic and all that, this is a time where, honestly, it's almost like we're reconnecting with the roots of bodybuilding in a way. Where, most of these guys, most bodybuilders in general, men and women, as time went on back in the 80s and the 90s, they spent time training home. They trained in their basement. They had minimal amounts of equipment, but they made great physiques, and it was because it was right here. It all started in the mind, and of course you have to have the right program. Of course you got to have all of the things you need to do. You need to do the right sets, the right reps, the right weights, and all that. But at the end of the day, it's not what makes the difference of if it's happening at your house or it's happening at the gym. It comes down to the intensity you bring it, the discipline you bring it, and the fact that you're doing it. And what happens is so many people discount themselves and say, oh, I don't have the cable raises, I can't do, stuff, it's not going to work for my shoulders, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't come from machines. It doesn't come from gyms. It doesn't come from any of that. What it comes from is you doing the right stuff. And honestly, anyone out there, if you need help with your programming, go to my website, TeamFFLEX.com. We are doing free trial home workout coaching where we'll build whatever you need. All right, we'll build it out. Whatever you got, whatever equipment, we will get you set for your goals. All you competitors out there, we can get you the stuff you need to continue on your prep and still be successful. So I strongly encourage anyone right now that's in a gym shutdown, you go do that because it is hugely valuable. I've been spending so much time, honestly, preparing for this over the past few weeks. We are ready to help you keep getting results, keep on target for your competitions, and keep your physique where it should be. 1, 2, 3! Honestly, there's not that much more for me to say on this topic today. People have just been blowing me up about this, but the truth is, you can and you should continue to train just as hard as if you were in the gym. I know it's a mental shift. I know it might be an exercise shift. It might be a lot of things are very different. But what you got to understand is the world right now is very different. A lot of things are changing. A lot of things will continue to change. We have no idea how long we're going to be in this spot. So you can make an excuse and say, oh, I'm doing what I can at home to, just try to get by for another few weeks till the gym. We don't know if the gym's coming back in another few weeks. We don't know what's going to happen right now, honestly. Some gyms are probably going to close down permanently after this because of the economical effect alone. So there's a lot of things that are going to change, fam. But what should never change is your focus forward, your goal forward, your vision forward, and your ability to continue to do the things you need to do. And I'm here as a contest prep coach. I'm coaching a lot of competitors right now. They're doing many competitions this year, pro shows, nationals, all types of competitions. And guess what? We're doing it at home. We're doing it with basic stuff. No cardio equipment for some people, dumbbells for some, barbells for others, bands, things like that. Stuff that you can get right now still, or you might already have on hand, and we are going to attain great physiques. I promise you that. You can stay at home, you can train at home, and you can still stay on your contest prep goal, which I think is so very important. So again, if anybody wants help, go to TeamFFLEX.com, subscribe to that trial, and we will do that for you. Me or one of my coaches, we would be happy to set you up. We're doing this as a give back, fam, all right? Thank you for watching Fitness Fire. I'm Ryan Milton from TeamFFLEX. Be back tomorrow for Gains of Clock Q&A. Thanks for watching. Coach Ryan, he's out.